Well, for the last one, and they said they will remain there until, and they realize that everything is under control. And maybe they may have to be there until January 7 or maybe beyond January 7 when they see that no group or individuals are marching up to those public installations. You know, they have targeted public installations.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim Abubakar, bringing us updates of the security situation in the Ashanti region, precisely in Kumasi. I know there's another developing issue happening right here in Accra, Mawina.
Absolutely. We're taking you from the Ashanti region where there's security deployment to Okaikwe Central, one of the many constituencies which became red hot and had to end up at the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center. Safua Buahine is there for us interacting with residents there on the outcome of that parliamentary elections. Safua, talk to us as to exactly what the reaction is.
Okaikwe Central constituency in Accra, Greater Region, to find out from voters and citizens whether whatever thing they are seeing today is a true reflection of their will, their power, and the vote they expressed on the ballot on December 7. Okay, so I have with me here a young gentleman, Pacho Wudin.
A friend me Bafo search.
Bafo, Pacho Otuaba.
Yeah, me to Abapa.
Dear na unye uno ufri se no ana moto ya moto aba epie.
Yeah, one say abana etoye no. Yeah, we are sitrem ne to aba. If you say me a businessman. And a business na me ye no. Sometimes you dey microphone na ye microphone mu like omubi. And you know mo ye. Obi oba tuma ko fa no mama o say nje na ton mama na o ton na o tun so anya obi bi kakra. But say okofa no man mama na say me ton na say bia dollar no e kosro na say onye ya utimi ka chem say oni ma eja adwuma ye because of dollar no stable. Where I say ye phone so aye ton. There be all my first no as na ma wo hono no. Say phones ne ba ye bit ma ka cho say oh obi bit ma ka say ma men twen kakra e kakra phones no be so betete. What I say phone is so tia na makoto bi ba say o ka say o twen kakra ma phones na tia enya yi mo na o twen na mo no anso na phones no e kosro ana yes an hwe like arrogance no so I wo yen leaders no nsumu no kasa o mo ka kire ade no enya no kore but still no pese ye ka e ma de no ye no kore say ono na waye ono nso na se nso no phone ho no mo onya gogo ya no asua de no ahu no kore na e ko no nanso no o kan o mo nyintum de enya no kore no eno no mbe gina so aka say still no pese ade no kore nanso yesua what I say ene nkrofo bebiri no asua yenti say kurase na first na ye ho na yetie Peace FM ne no na o mo keka o mo church no ma en sheda nya ni say unya fa phone wa no asua.
Eti me pese me hu se si ane dia na wo hwehwe every government a beba genuine.
Si ai de ye pese yen dollar no e stable na business nso itimi koso. What I say no bitimi ma wa de say ton na kwa nkoboka. What I say na won so atimi nya kakra on so they aton because they say in business e nyina like to bibidi. What I say your friend Bafo Sechi.
Okay, so I just spoke with Bafo Sechi and he's telling me the reason why they voted the NDC back into power, looking at the arrogance, the gross misconduct, and so many things, even looking at the dollar rates that has been increasing or the CD depreciating against the dollar. So they wanted change so that their business can work, they can have a stable business, they can also look up to. Let me go to another person. Pacho Wudi.
Friend Richard in Kansan.
Okay, T. Richard, what's to aba?
Me to aba pa.
The DNT na what to aba no?
To about for change because MPP 8 years or mobedi and no be na cost system nim because on my way no e kura boja for any businessman for on my way kura o ma ko school bebre and this oba now say we dey bia ye be kan on jum fun so to free education me wa dollar no so dwane e kura ye tim a obi sika akosoro ne ye ho kire ye no this year Kabia na wonyintum we dey kose free education from 8 years oba ban one way pen or the general campaign free education sa aban we ba ye no o man for no ho kire no but wo kan wo free education eno na ama Ghana for de bufu ato abatia aban we sa etimi hu ni se eya ho kire course o man we mu ana Ghana for ahwe ho akoto aba e de tia aban na ye tu na free so no ama NDC aban aba so.
Moving forward, no, say aban for na ebeba January 7th. E dey na wo pesa wo catch rom, e dey na wo hihye e free sa aban no.
Aban we kura no nyame e no more because they been see o man we mu da na BSC no. O hye ne parliament is a wanya ko parliament a huge. Me nyado say o man we BSC da. I think they wanya 2 tests e wona ne parliament ni nti say bibia okoye bia no ono obi ani hunkunwasie biem te say bia akoye hand e parliament nti I say ye nyina ekoto abansa na yakogye atum we de aban ne beka say wo ye bia no ne nkofo be support na manaye nti ye de yesere ne say oba no especially ye ne yete kwan hu say ye ton ade no omonso to abai afima ne pa yesere no NDC aban ba abaye ha nkofo mo ton ade okwan ho NDC aban ko position bia more na ejina saa omo ton ade okwan omo nyina nso ka ho na man NDC aban ko position because oba bia na abaye ha omo ton ade okwan ho ti yesere ne say oba no nso so mabaye en ha nkofo mo te kwan ho because ono so obeba power no omo te kwan ho ka ho no to aba ma ede ma no enti eba no yesere no se dollar no so ede ebeba fom dollar ne ba fom a gidi se oman obi a ho ben ha because ana wo foka emfo oto ade a ento oto duane a ento o ha dan a enye electricity boy din enti yesere aban no se ne Ghana fo ase na nimonyam 4 years biem no ene se no mayama ne MPC no mo nkoda o parliament wo omo to nse Ghana fo ne munyama Ghana fo no so hu se aba omo to ye no omo nya emfaso papa bi edai afiri so me de abaye ne na makoso aka biem se NDC aban ba o de abahe ahate mamufo ya dana ye hwe no hwe mai
Mamembra wonso
okay Pacho
aban na o ba be ba ne de na wo bibi catch rom ana
Pacho me didi Alberta Pacho reason into na to Obama NDC no say we want change of government. Ye pese bibia koso. Sisi anu koto adia ye nto. Sisi ye koto niama no boyedi. Apo we wa hanu 6.5 4 crates. Ubeto ni se na obenya mfaso wo so. Enti yesre aban no. So obaswa. No ye bibi fanso. No biye bibi efa say yesu ye betumi akoye nim ena misa ka abaye yesrenu ye di nyakopo srenu aha yesu ye ne kakra edidi enti yesrenu oba no ye bibi faso ne ye betumi akoye nim.
All right, thank you. So basically they are talking about the fact that a lot of things are not going on well in their lives, especially they being selling at the roadside and then expecting the government to intervene, bringing in policemen who normally take their things out and order them to move away from selling at the street side. So they are hoping that this incoming government can do something about it, and mainly also for the dollar against the cedi, because they are sellers, they are businessmen and women. They are also hoping that things can get back to normal. Let me try and engage this gentleman here. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We basically want to know, did you vote?
Yes, please.
Great. So we want to know what informed your decision in voting in this polls.
Anyway, my decision is, I'm very so sad. So sad. Because I don't think former President Mahama will come back again.
You didn't think so?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay. So that means you voted for NPP?
Yes, of course. I'm voting for NPP. Because of free education, development. That is why I'm voting for NPP.
So you think that the NPP did well in terms of the free education and development for the country, that's why you voted them back?
Yes.
Okay, so now that the NDC is becoming or will be the incoming government, what do you say to them? Do you have any message? Because unfortunately the one you voted for didn't.
From now going?
From January going.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to say is still we need free education. We need free education. Former president, now current president or incoming president is coming to try to continue. I think it's better. It's better.
The message you want to.
Yes, and especially we want peace. We don't want any I don't know how to talk to, because now no, some people and these people started fighting for other people's and behave. Fight for others. We want peace in Ghana. We want peace. We don't want to fight. Because now you win. How are you? So I are going to fight somebody.
All right. Thank you very much. Please, your name.
My name is Nana Joven.
Thank you very much, Nana.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we would like to see if we can engage more people. If you have been following the news, you realize that there has been some vandalism happening across the country. Some party foot soldiers going to Ghana Gas and other places to cause some violence there. And John Dramani Mahama, incoming president, even addressed the nation just yesterday about it. And so it is quite concerning for some of the citizens. And we just spoke to Nana, who made mention of that. Let me see if I can engage some others. Hello, good afternoon. Woody.
Ekuya Mercy.
Ekuya, Miss Media Ekuya. What's waba?
Patron.
Na di entina to waba no. Oh, di entina to waba.
Oh, because say my name my thing.
Nti assemble na wo pesa wo catch say nim say NDC for na eba into power January 7th. It assemble na pesa wo catch on mampanyi a wo ba bedi so come next year.
Kakra me kan say wa betena so yi bo hye bi o hye no ndi ne bo hye so na ye nyina ye fa mpai bo entai na chi.
So Ekuya is literally saying that she voted out the MPP because the country was so difficult for her, looking at certain things around her life. And so what she will tell the NDC, who would be the incoming government, is that they should make sure that development goes on and they should cater for the people. Okay, so let me try and see if I can still get some others that we can speak to. Hello, Mami. You're not a Ghanaian. Oh, but you have observed the voting pattern this year. You were here when we voted just 7 December, right? Yes. Okay, so do you have any message for Ghanaians looking at how things have been evolving, the events that has been happening? You've been following the news, so you know what has been happening, right? Is there any message you want to tell us?
The message that I have, as I come Ghana last year, so I noticed I be entering car from Dankuma to Kanesh, 2 cedi. At a time, they now be collecting 5 cedi. So I come they wonder. So I asked one Ghana person, he said na bad government. Now him cause this thing. So I asked Nigerian woman where a Ghanaian person married. And now told me, say the person will rule before this one. Say when that time when you carry 100 Ghana enter market, your bag go full for items. You still have change. But now say that 100 when you take it to market now, say no they buy anything. So now mention one man. Say another election, say they go vote for the man. I say me as I come Ghana, I pray, make the person wey go rule Ghana, everything will be normal. Say then carry Nigerian party come Ghana. So they want spoil Ghana with that. Say make them pursue them. So I thank God, say everybody they happy this time. Say the person will win this time, na good person. So I can't be happy.
Thank you very much. The name again?
Ada.
Okay, I just spoke to Adada. You are Nigerian, right? And how many years have you been in Ghana?
Oh, since last year.
Since last year?
I never reached a year.
Oh, okay. So, but you'll be going back, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just spoke to Ada, and all that Ada is saying that she has had her own fair of experience with the transport system and how the city has been depreciating so much that she picks a taxi. Initially, it was 5 cedis, but she takes 100 Ghana cedis to the market, and then it just finishes within a short period after buying something small. But initially, it wasn't like that. After engaging with some of the citizenry, so she is hoping that the incoming government will do something about the city that keeps on depreciating. I will still see if I can speak to some others.
those details. And interesting, the last individual she got to speak to there, not a Ghanaian, but speaking to the realities here of the ordinary citizens, and most topical, and one of the things which underline the economic scale of individuals is transportation. How much it costs you being able to move from your place of abode to where you earn your bread is also one thing that a lot of people look at. And Safwa is in the Okaikwe Central constituency, and before we went to, I mentioned why it became so important during this year's election. Michael is here with me. We'll try and get a bit of understanding as to how it all went down and what reasons potentially is why we're seeing the votes go the way they went during this year's election. And it forms one of the constituencies where there's a challenge with computation for the presidential, because of the difficulties which resulted in declaring Baba Sadiq as the eventual winner, 2 over 3 out of the polling stations within the constituency. But let's try and look at the numbers as we have it, Michael.
Before we even go into the numbers, you see, these vox pops that we just brought you show the real sentiments on the ground, which unfortunately have translated into the outcome of that particular constituency. We do know that the Okaikwe Central constituency is a stronghold of the NPP, a constituency that this is the first time ever that the NDC is ever winning. And the gap between the two candidates even makes you understand that this has taken a lot of effort to pull through, with Patrick Boamwa getting 14,949 and Baba Sadiq leading with just a little over 400 votes. Slim. And you see, interestingly,
really a great margin. It's relatively slim.
Very slim, actually, especially for a stalwart like Patrick Boamwa. And you know, interestingly, you heard in one of the vox pops over there that we just showed, one person spoke about the fact that the government was arrogant. Unfortunately, arrogance is not something you associate with Patrick Boamwa. He's one of the most balanced politicians you can find in the country. I wonder how many people have a problem with Patrick, because he is a fine gentleman. He tries to stay neutral as much as possible, even as an MPP politician. So it just tells you the sentiments really on the ground and how that has affected him. And you see, if you even look at Patrick Boamwa's trend and his performance in this particular constituency, I don't know if it is the constituency and it's, I don't know if it's the kind of people that come out from there. You know, he was the current STC boss, also used to be at this constituency. He also had a very good time over there. You see Patrick Boamwa in 2012 coming out with 56%. You see the number of votes he was able to pull.
7,000 plus difference.
And he
from there. I want us to look at 2016 and then 2020 as well, because it feeds into a certain narrative. In 2016, the argument simply is that the NDC government was believed not to be performing. And interestingly, there are quite a lot of businesses which are reliant on power in that particular enclave. And there's a lot of importation which happens because these use TV sets, these use home theater sets. There are a lot of shops within the Okaikwe Central constituency which deal in that. And so if you use that part of town very frequently, you realize that there are these trucks with the containers on them where the individuals come and then they are offloading the gadgets, and you see people struggling and trying to be able to purchase gadgets from the truck. There's a lot of that sort of business within this particular constituency. Take me to 2020, and we'll begin to look at perhaps a bit more. And so we see that the gap continues to exist between 2016 and 2020.
You know, back to the points where you actually made about 2016, to give it a good picture, look at 2012. And then let's see what the NPP did, 27,000. Then in 2016, remember the overperformance and the outlier and all of that. From 27,000, he was able to move it to 28,000. And this was when there was a change of government. So this tells you...
Increases votes, the NDC saw theirs drop as well.
Exactly. And this also paints a picture of the level of apathy that existed against the NDC in 2016. You see that there was only just about 1,000 move. However, look at 2020 now. Patrick Boamwa's votes, 2020, 27,000. Look at how that turned out in the following year. and you see the decline.
A considerable drop in
terms of even those who showed up to vote. Because if you add these two figures, it gives you just about the amount of voters that Patrick Boama got. So two things at play here: the apathy in terms of the turnout and the apathy in terms of those who even voted for the NPP at the end of the day.
And there's a considerable reason again as to why the people will not turn up to vote. Staying with that business enclave.
Yeah.
These are individuals who do a lot of business importing goods. And so the effect of the cedi depreciation will be telling directly on the sort of business they do. Because when you go through that enclave, these are individuals who are importing TV sets, importing home theater sets. And the government took the dollar from 4.8 until the BOG's intervention in the month of November in the lead up to the December elections, hovering above 17 to 17 cedis to a dollar.
Yeah.
That definitely is telling. And so when people have conversations and liken some of the constituencies, say the Abossey areas, and how things play out there, and how the cedi depreciation could affect the outcome of votes, it's one thing people should also consider when they want to look at Okaigwe Central because of the nature of the individuals there. The NDC will always have their strongholds in that part because there's a Muslim settlement in that part which Baba Sadiq will draw a lot of strength from. But the other areas where a lot of the Akan-dominated individuals who are business-oriented, who fall largely within the individuals who are doing a lot of the importation and their business centers around using the currency, they will have a reason not to turn up to vote and reason why for which